Hey boys and girls, welcome to lesson 4 in telling time. So today we're going to do things a little bit differently. I'm going to put up a screen in a minute. We're going to practice some time, but instead of setting time on our clocks today, we are going to be learning how to tell time in 2 different ways. So let's get started with a review. Okay, I'm going to show you a clock, and I want you to figure out what time is on our clock. Get ready. Right. My hour hand is between these 2 numbers. So remember, I always go to the lesser time. Get your hour. Now let's hop around the clock, counting by 5s until we get to where the minute hand is. Get ready. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. Stop. Put your hour and your minute together. Is that the time that you got? Let's try another one. All right. Where your hour hand is? Is it going to be on the 6 o'clock hour or the 7 o'clock? Think about it. Let's hop around the clock. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Think of your time. Is this your time? Here's another one. Let's find our hour hand. Our hand's between the 8 and the 9. Now let's hop around the clock. 5, 10, 15, 20. Say your time. Get ready. Was that your time? Here's another one. Hour hand, minute hand. On the count of 3, say your time. 1, 2, 3. All right, let's look at this clock. Here is our hour hand between the 9 and the 10. Get your hour in your head. Hop around the clock. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Ready? When I snap, say your number. All right, one more. Look at your hour hand. Looks like it's on that 2. It's not quite on that 2. Look at your minute hand. It's very close to the next hour. So think about my hour hand is between the 1 and the 2. Get your hour. Let's hop around the clock, count by 5s until we get to where our minute hand is. Let's go. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Say your time. All right, now let's look at something new. All right, here is a clock, and I've taken our clock and I've divided our clock into 4 sections. We call them quarters. Think back to when we were learning about time. How many quarters are in an hour? An hour. How many quarters are in $1? Got time on the brain. 4. Quarter means fourth. Well, we can take a clock and we can divide our clock into quarters also. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many minutes are in each quarter? Let's count and see. Remember, we can count by 5s. 5, 10, 15. There are 15 minutes in each quarter. Let's jump around our other quarters and let's just see that that's true for each quarter. So go to your next quarter. 5, 10, 15. Next quarter. 5, 10, 15. And your last quarter. 5, 10, 15. Each quarter has 15 minutes. Now, this gives us a special way that we can say the time, okay? If we look at our clock and the minute hand is pointing to the 3, 15 minutes has passed. And so instead of saying our time as like 2:15, we can say a quarter after, and then you say the hour. If it's on the 6, our hour is already halfway gone. So we can say it's half past the hour. And then if it is on the 9, this is when we stop saying how much it's past and we actually look to the next hour, because now we're closer to the next hour. So once it's on the 9, we say it's a quarter until, or in the South, quarter till, and you say the next hour up. And then when it's right on the 12, it's on the hour. Let's do some of these and let's practice this. All right, so look here. Let's see how we can tell our time in 2 different ways. Here we've got our clock, and we can see that our hour hand is between the 3 and the 4, and our minute hand's on the 3, so it's 3:15. But another way to say this is to say that it is a quarter after 3. Now let's look at this one. The hour hand is between the 4 and the 5. So the hour is 4 and the minute hand is on the 6. So it's 4:30. Another way to say this is to say that it is half past 4. Now, remember, once we get to the 9, we no longer say what the hour is that we're after. We're going to go to the next hour because now we're closer to the next hour. So, let's look at our clock. Our clock says the hour hands between the 7 and the 8. So, we always go back to the lesser hour. So, my hour is 7 and my minutes is 45. 7:45. Another way to say this is it's a quarter till 8. In 15 minutes, in 1/4 of an hour, it would be 8 o'clock. All right. Ready? Let's practice. So let's look at our time right here. Okay, I want you to think about what it is. Look at your hour hand. It's between the 5 and the 6. And your minute hand is on the 9. How many minutes is it when your minute hand, is on the 9? Get your time in your head. Was this your time? 5:45. Now, what's another way to say that time? Remember, once we get to the 9, we say how much time it is until the next hour. So what comes after the 5 o'clock hour? The 6 o'clock hour. So another way to say this time is it is quarter till 6. Let's try another one. Now we've got the hour hand is between the 11 and the 12. So our hour is 11. And when it's straight down, we say it's 30 because 30 minutes have passed. So let's say our time this way, 11:30. Now, we're halfway past the hour, so what's another way to say that time? 11:30. Let's try one more. Look at this clock. The hour hand is between the 6 and the 7. So we are in the 6th hour, and our minute hand is on the 3. So it's been 15 minutes. So it's 6:15. What's another way to say that time? So quarter after 6. In your book, if you have your workbook, you can find lesson 4. If you don't have your workbook, you can go to your Google Docs, and I have put this right here in a slide for you on Google Classroom. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to look at each clock, you're going to write the time, and then you're going to write it a different way, okay? Let me zoom in. All right. So boys and girls, let's look at this clock. So let's look at our first clock. Our hour hands between the 7 and the 8. So click. And then what is the hour? Let's jump around and let's count our minutes. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. What is our minutes? Another way to write that is to say that it is quarter till, what's our next hour? 8. All right, let's look at our next time. Our hour hand is between the 7 and the 8. So what's our hour? And what are our minutes? When it's straight down at the 6, what do we put for our minutes? 30. So our time is 7:30. All right, so what's going to be another way we can say that time? We can say that it is half past what hour? 7. Okay, let's look at this one. On this one, our hour hand is between the 8 and the 9. So what's our hour? And what are our minutes? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Okay, what's another way that we can say that time? Once we get to the 9, we always go to the next hour. We'll say it is quarter till, and the next hour would be 9. All right? All right, let's look at this one. Our hour hand is between the 12 and the 1. Okay, and our minute hand is on the 3. So that's 5, 10, 15. If you find that your block's not quite big enough, just stretch it out and it'll jump right in. So now, how are we going to say that time? It is quarter after, what's my hour? 12. All right? All right, let's look at this one. My hour hand is between the 12 and the 1. So what's my hour? And what are my minutes? When it's straight down at the 6, it's been 30 minutes. What's another way to say that time? We can say that it is half past the hour, so half past 12. Great, let's look at our word problem. The zoo will open at 9:15. Show the time on the digital and the analog clock. Tell the time a different way. All right, so let's start off and let's write 9:15 on our digital clock. So our hour is 9 and our minutes are 15. Now, let's go up here and we'll use our tool and we'll put hands on our clock. So if it's 9:15, we know that it hasn't been that far past the hour. So we want to make our short hour hand very close to the 9. 9:15, I can count around the clock. 5, 10, 15. And my minute hand is going to touch the 3. Now we've shown it on our digital clock and on our analog clock. Boys and girls, what's a different way to write that time? You can say it is quarter after, look at your hour, 9. When you log on to Google Classroom, there'll be a page where you can practice this same thing on your own, and then make sure you hit submit and you send it back to me so I can see all of your hard work. All right, boys and girls, keep working hard, and I will see you on Monday. Remember, no videos on Friday. We're going to take Friday off, and I will see all of you back here on Monday. Have a fantastic weekend. Love you so much and miss you. Bye-bye.